Hi, this is Elizabeth Cermak with Your Highest Light. I was having some internet connections, but it looks like we're good. So I'm here today live on Facebook and Instagram to talk to you about Miraculous Mindset. And that Miraculous Mindset is really connecting with the limitless possibilities that there are in this life, in this world. I love Deepak Chopra. He always talks about the potential, the limitless possibilities. So cool. So I have to first of all give Andriana Stylist. I have to give her credit. She is why I have this pink hair today. So I love it. Adriana, thank you so much. I had to tell you that. So state the obvious. My hair is pink. Okay. Okay, so we're here to talk about Miraculous Mindset. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, so that's kind of why I'm switching back and forth what I'm looking at. So I hope that our talk last week, I hope that you guys have witnessed some shifts from fear to love in your life this week. So I hope you are able to recognize that, and please write below or send me an email or whatever you need to do to tell me about what that shift was for you from fear to love. And remember, we talk about miracles as an internal shift, a shift that happens on the inside from fear to love, not anything that happens on the outside. But what happens is once we make that shift on the inside, the outside, our lives become quite miraculous. Okay, so it looks like we have some people joining. Cool. I'm going to try to do this at 10:30 on Fridays. Oh, see, I had some... so I hope it is. Hope it's working. So I'm going to try to do this on Fridays at 10:30. This is going to be the time where I'm going to be talking about different things. I'm going to be pulling some cards for people and mostly talking about how to attract beautiful things into our lives and how to create miracles. Okay, so the miraculous mindset is what we're talking about today. And so the big topic that I want to talk about today is how we know we're supported. And how do we know that the universe is supporting us? And how does that feel? What does that look like? And I think what I'd like to start with is how do we know that the universe, that we feel the universe is always supporting us, but how do we know that we're feeling that it's not supporting us? So what is one sign that we do not feel the universe is supporting us? We're not noticing that it's supporting us. One of the signs is we're in the energy of worry. So when we worry a lot, that is a sign that we are not trusting. We are not trusting in the universe. There's a quote in A Course in Miracles that says, fear is something along these lines. I don't know if I'm going to get it completely right, but fear is a sure sign that you are trusting in your own strength. So worry blocks our spiritual growth. So if we're finding that we're worrying a lot, and believe me, I am not judging you if you worry a lot. I am right there with you. I've had my own struggles in my life. So if you worry a lot, that is definitely blocking your spiritual growth. So what we need to do is make a goal, figure out how to leave those worries behind or how not to worry anymore. Not to say that you'll never worry again or not so that's probably unrealistic. At times it's okay to worry. But if it's becoming out of balance and you feel like you're worrying a lot, then you're not trusting that the universe is going to do good things for you. You're not trusting God's support. And I call it the universe, the divine angels. You're not trusting in that divine guidance. Okay. So if you're in the energy of worry, that's one of the signs. And so we need to, instead of just saying, okay, I'm not going to worry anymore, we need to actually make it a goal and actually do something about it. Okay. So this is not just lip service. I subscribe to the Power Path School of Shamanism, their emails, and they talk about this full moon that we have and the time between this full moon and the next eclipse that's coming up, and how it's really a reset. It's a time, there's a portal that's opened right now, and it's a time for us that we can really reset and get rid of old habits and bring in new habits. So, and they say don't just make this lip service. And I love that because that's true. I think a lot of times it's like New Year's resolutions. We just say it, but we're not actually making the plans to do it. So how are we going to not worry anymore? How are we going to give that up to God? And one of the things that I do is, this is something, it's actually, I got it from Doreen Virtue. There's a lot of different versions of this. It's called the God Box. So she talks about when you wake up in the morning, you write your worries down, whatever you're worried about that day, or whenever it is that you're worried, you write it down and you put it in the God box. You put that worry in the God box. And that way, you're giving it to God. So this is not just lip service. You're not just putting it in the God box and then leaving it. You are actually giving it to God. You are actually physically doing it, okay? So you're actually leaving those worries behind and making the decision that you're not going to worry about this situation anymore. So one of the ways that you can do this is physically. A lot of times you'll feel it in your body. If you're worrying a lot, you'll feel it, like sometimes I'll feel it like in my chest, or maybe even like feel it in my head, or wherever you feel it in your body or in your stomach. You want to take that, breathe into that energy, take it and put it into that God box. I know it sounds weird, but that's physically how you do it. Or imagine yourself giving it over to the higher power. Okay, so that's how we can get rid of those worries, and we can feel that we're more in spiritual alignment. So hi everybody. Hi Michelle. Glad to have people joining me today. So we're talking about miracle mindset and how to feel that we're supported by the universe, and how to feel that support. What are signs that we have? Once we get into that alignment and we feel that we're supported, things start working out for us, and we start experiencing synchronicities in our life. And one of the things that happens, it's different for everybody. So one of the things that happens is things will start working out that that you could have never planned this, or that that you could have never done this on your own. It's just the universe is working, okay? So ways that that you're in alignment would be, this is how I know it. So this is what will happen to me. So it sounds weird, but I will be reading something, or I will be talking or something like that, and whatever word it is that I'm reading, I will hear it on TV, or I will hear it on the radio, or it'll just there'll be, or my husband will say the exact same word, and it's not even a word that, it's not like the or it's not like a word that you hear every day. So that will start happening to me more and more and more, and it's like magic. It's amazing when that starts happening. The other this is a funny story. So last week I was cleaning, and I was listening to this podcast, and I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to put it in the comments below what podcast it was. But it was, this woman was talking about African goddesses. And so it was so cool. I was listening to the podcast. It was all about goddesses and everything. And something happened. My husband was in the other room, and he goes, something good happened. And I said, oh, thank God. And he goes, my husband said, yeah, I don't know how anybody could believe there's not a God. It's so obvious, or something like that. He goes, but I'm starting to think that there might be a goddess too. And it was just so weird, because I was listening to that about goddesses, and my husband and I don't really talk about that stuff. So, not that he didn't know what I was listening to, and we don't talk too much about that stuff. So it was just weird that he mentally, that we connected on that level, and that it just told me too that things are going in the right direction. And that's how I can tell that things are headed in the right direction for me, or that I'm doing the right thing, is that I'm getting these signs that, hi, it's Elizabeth again with your highest light. And guess what? I think the universe is supporting me. I know the universe is supporting me. I got a little flustered because Facebook was not connecting inside, and so I moved outside to finish our video, and I think it's beautiful out here, so I'm glad we did it. And I remembered I haven't showed you Prudence today, so she's over here. I'll pick her up at the end. So anyway, how I had finished, I was talking about how that the universe supports you, and it's different for different people. Gabby Bernstein talks about asking for signs from the universe. Her sign's an owl, so if she's headed in the right direction, she'll see the owl. For me, the sign is more, if I ask, the traffic's a little loud. If I ask for a sign, it means that I'm on the right direction. So if I ask the universe for a sign, and the first thing that comes to my mind, and I see that thing, you'll know when you see it. You'll know if you ask to see something, it could be something weird like a pig. I did that once, and it was so weird that when the pig showed up. You'll know, because what happens is you'll forget about it, that you asked for the sign, and then the sign will show up, and you'll be like, you know, and then you'll realize that you are supported. So that's what Gabby does. I think that's a good, I love that technique as well. But just during the day, like, how do you know that you're supported? Find the little synchronicities. One time I remember my husband and I went on vacation, and it was like the cab that picked us up said ELI, you know, the beginning of my name. I was like, this is going to be a great trip. So if I wasn't aware and if I wasn't looking for that stuff, I would have never realized, I would have never seen that. And there was a time in my life where I never would have seen that stuff because I was too busy thinking about things, everything that's gone wrong or everything that I want to be different. Okay, so that's what's cool. When you start realizing the synchronicities, when things aren't going as you wish they would, it's usually the universe's way of telling you it has a better plan for you. So go with the flow and start looking for the signs. Start looking for the signs that you are moving in the right direction. The universe wants to tell you, you just have to listen. So start today. Do it today and show me. Tell me, email me, tell me what signs that you saw that you know that the universe is supporting you. It could be an example like I gave. It could be something else. It could be another way that you know that you feel supported. So, okay, so I'm going to pull a card I did a card on Instagram, and I'm going to do a card on Facebook. And this is from Doreen Virtue's Goddess Guidance deck. And I told the story about my husband, you know, when I was listening to the podcast about the goddesses. So that's why I decided to do the Goddess Guidance deck today. And so this is for any of my viewers, for anybody who watches this is for you guys, anything that will connect with our lesson today. And if anybody ever wants a card reading during I'm going to try to do this, like I said, Friday at 10:30. And if anybody ever wants a card pulled for them, I'd be happy to do that for you. If you just come live with me and tell me that you want a card pulled, okay? So this is the card. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. This is the card that is going to come up for us today. I don't know, it's not coming up easily today, so I'm going to wait until I get one. I'm going to wait until I get a good one. Lakshmi. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so you can see the card. So this means bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. So synchronicity, stop worrying. We talked about worrying today and leaving those worries behind. So that's the card that we got. So that's a card for anybody who watches this, for my watchers today. You know, stop worrying. Everything will be fine. The universe is supporting you. Even if you're hitting a bump in the road where you feel like things aren't turning out exactly like you planned, that's okay. That's heaven's way of telling you that you need to wait for perfect timing, or that that it has a better plan for you. Okay, so really cool. Prudence, come here. Come here. I have to say, Prudence has to say goodbye too. Come on. She's a little bit slow today. I accidentally sat on her earlier. I shouldn't say this on my video, but I felt so bad. It was an accident, and she usually moves out of the way. That doesn't normally happen, but she was totally hidden by the blanket. So, but she's okay. I love her to death. So this is Prudence and me signing off. Peace and love. We love you guys. And well, I'll see you next week, Friday at 10:30. More miracles. Bye.